It is 9:38. A recent study predicts that by the year 2050, multicultural Americans will make up the majority of the nation's population. Here to tell us more about the importance of embracing other cultures as we see this change is author Renita Hora. So I'm curious to know, Renita, what you've been writing about and what you've learned through that experience of writing and doing these podcasts.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I write in a lot of different genres. I've written comedy. My upcoming historical fiction novel, Vermilion Harvest, hits soon. I've written screenplays, podcasts, but the through line is that my stories are all reflective of the South Asian experience, whether that is the experience of the South Asian within the boundaries of South Asia, or whether that's the experience of the South Asian here in the West.
All right, so you talk about, there's an acronym that you talk about when it's teaching us the importance of embracing different cultures. And I'd love to ask you the feedback you've gotten of what gets in the way of us embracing.
Well, I think what gets in the way of us embracing is us, if I'm to be perfectly honest. Um, I think many of us, once we cross borders, all right, we come to America as immigrants. Then we're first generation. We have kids, second generations, third generations. There is this desire to, I got to integrate. I got to leave behind those old-fashioned ways because my parents, when they came, they live under a rock. They identify with what happened 30 years ago in Mumbai, or whatever the situation is,
Yeah.
right? And so they leave things behind. But what happens is there is this dissonance then. Well, where am I? Who am I? I am American. I know that. I'm American above anything else. But what exactly does that mean? Because perhaps I look different. Perhaps, what happens at home is a little bit different to what happens in the homes of my peers. And how do I embrace that? A lot of kids, again, first, second generation, have issues with this. They're comfortable with something at home, but outside it's like, Mom, Dad, please, absolutely no. But then what happens is they've lived here, they grow up, they acquire partners, they have kids. There is this quest for identity and roots and
Yes.
where do I come from? And their kids are now, they've got questions and they're searching for answers. So what gets in the way? I think it's ourselves.
Yeah, because as you say, there's a dissonance there. My brother and his wife and my niece all just for her graduation gift went to Ireland. We're the O'Neills, and so they're
Yes.
finding the pubs with O'Neills, and there's something kind of exciting about being in touch with your roots and knowing where you came from. But then at the same time, each generation embraces more and more, and it moves forward into more of a sense of unity with the rest of the world. And so there's a little bit of, is there a tension within us? Do you write about that?
There's absolutely a tension within us, and that is a topic I touch upon a lot, especially in my comedy, I will say, because it leads to a lot of comedic dysfunction.
Uh-huh.
Because there is this, I want to be with the rest of the world. I want to be the same, but then that also can lead to homogeneity, right? If there is really no intrinsic difference between me and you, I mean, then how fun of a place, are we living in? Because I want to go to Ireland and see the O'Neill pubs.
Uh-huh.
That's what, makes the difference for me, and I want to bring that's different to, let's say, my Indian life here in the US.
I think the fact that we like to experiment with different foods helps us. Once
Oh,
you
yes.
start to say, I want to try this something different, then it's let's meet the people, and then you find out we're more alike than we are different. So the name of your new book coming out one more time real quick, Renita.
It's Vermilion Harvest, Playtime at the Bog. It is out on pre-order right now, on Amazon, on Barnes and Nobles, or you can order it through your independent bookstore, whatever you like.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, congratulations on the book and delving into such an interesting subject matter. Appreciate you coming on this morning here in Cincinnati. Have a great day, great week. We've been talking about this all morning long, one of our great traditions here.